are veterans. Veterans are more than just the soldiers on the battlefield. They are doctors, nurses, and first responders. They are engineers. They are chefs. They are builders. They are electricians. Veterans are more than the men and women you hear about in the news. They are brothers and sisters. They are mothers and fathers. They are aunts and uncles. They are the old man at the library. They are heroes.
In war, people see and experience horrible things that give them trauma. Even after war, it still follows people around for the rest of their life. For soldiers to experience anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, alcohol use, depression, and thoughts of suicide is very common. Some people experience worse than others, but no matter what, no one that trained and helped to keep our nation safe should have to live through the rest of their life with the stress and depression hanging over their head. War can affect everything in someone's life, like their social life and daily activities that they would have enjoyed pre-war. I think that to help prevent this, there should be something that acts as a veteran help center. Every once in a while, veterans could get together and talk about what they went through to get things off their chest and maybe relieve some of the stress that they experienced. But not all soldiers want to repeat what they witnessed, so they could just hang out. Being with other veterans might make them feel more at home and seen. There could also be private rooms with therapists that could help relieve anxiety and depression. I think that it should be free for veterans and paid for by the community and fundraisers so that veterans can go anytime without having to worry about expenses and have a better time, and so that all veterans can go without money affecting it. It could be our way of helping them after they helped us.
What are some problems veterans have when they come back to civilian life? A common problem may be post-traumatic stress. After you've been in war or seen death, it often gravely affects your mental health. Although having a military is very important, it can have devastating effects on the veterans. Some people could suffer from depression, having a high risk of suicide. I think depression is very sad and many veterans are suffering from this. When coming back from the military, I think it is important to see a doctor right away and get the help you need to live a good and happy life. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a very common thing to see in retired veterans. This is a result of injury or devastating shock. Post-traumatic stress may involve seeing that experience in a dream or having small images of the scarring experience. Post-traumatic stress can be very devastating and harm a lot of people. When you come back from the military, post-traumatic stress can ruin everything like your social life and close relationships. It could affect everyday activities and is very devastating. I think it's important to honor the veterans coming home and give them the respect they deserve. The effects of war can have on people is very devastating and can ruin their life. Although it does have devastating effects on people, having a military is very important for the community. Depression can have a big effect on people's lives, and we should make sure to help our veterans best we can. I'm so thankful for our veterans.
Dear veterans, thank you for everything you have done for our country. Our country wouldn't be what it is today without you. You help others in an extraordinary way, ways other people are not willing to. You fight for us. You are willing to sacrifice your own life just for other people because you care. You care about me, you care about my friends, you care about people that you don't even know because you have a big heart, whether you like it or not. Some of you traveled around the world. Some of you were rewarded with friendship, while others with just a connection between others. When you first signed up, I'm sure you knew it would be hard, but yet still you did it. When you do something good, you're rewarded with that warm feeling in your heart. And you should have that feeling all the time. Veterans Day is a time to honor those who are still living and those who have died in the war. So I honor all the ones who have died trying to save other people's lives, as well as the people who are living. I thank you all of you, I truly do, and to all of the people I know, thank you, Mr. Turner, my grandpa, my uncles, and my aunt, to all of the ones who were and still are a veteran.
Red, white, and blue. Red, white, and blue. You made us you. You made us strong. You made us all get along. Red, white, and blue. We love you. Army. You are strong. You get along. You are strong men and women. Army, you fight for our lives. Army, we love you. Navy, you're the eyes of the water. You care for us. You save our lives. You keep us alive. Navy, you save so many lives. We love you. Coast Guard,
You're the eyes that keep us alive. You are safe. You are our safety. You watch and wait. You keep us safe. We love you, Coast Guard. Air Force, you're the eyes of the sky. When bombs crash down, you keep a fight. When the sky turns gray, you save the day. You watch as the bombs drop. Air Force, we love you. Marines, as the bullet passes, you keep alive. You keep moving on. You keep singing your song. Marines, you are strong. We love you. We love each branch.
My dad served in the Army for 4 years, almost 5, but then he came back to his old life. He worked so hard, he worked day and night, trained and trained to get ready for a fight, but then he got a little fright because on one cold and dark night in a swamp he was stuck, but then he got a pinch of luck. He used his muscles to pull himself out, and there he was on the nice sweet ground. He also talks about skydiving, soaring through the sky like an eagle that just learned how to fly. How free he felt in those moments of his life, but then he came back to his child and his wife.
Get down! I flew to the ground instinctively. I covered my head and took a deep breath, as if it would be my last. This happens often, but you never react differently. You don't have any idea if it's the real thing or not. My eyes were clenched shut and my heart was racing. 1 million different thoughts were going through my head. Was this it? Is this another drill? This so-called explosive could be going off any minute. One single thought was glued in my mind, the thought of dying. When you join the Army or any branch of the military, you know the risk. You know the possibility that you might die out there. I was okay with that. I would be okay. I love my home, I love my country, and I love my family. I would do anything for any of them. My family. They would be okay if this, was it. I tried not to think about it, but I couldn't help but that malevolent thought to cross my mind. As I laid there, silently and still, I was eventually able to clear my mind completely. After 10 minutes frozen to the itchy, burning sand, we were instructed to stand up. I was gonna live. It was gonna be okay. As of that moment, at least. It took me a second, but I unclenched my eyes and I opened them gingerly, only to see that everyone was doing the exact same thing. They were waiting for the feeling of fear to leave their body. I moved my hands towards the ground and pushed my body up. We didn't have any further instructions, so I stood there with my hands on my knees, waiting for my heart rate to slow back down. I could feel my pulse shaking my whole body. I began taking deep breaths while resting my eyes. This was unusual for the lieutenants to give us time like that, but I obviously wasn't going to complain. It wasn't much, but at that time, the extra 5 minutes of rest was a huge lifesaver. We continued our operation for the next few weeks until we heard those horrid words once more. Get down! Except for this time, it was the real deal. Again, I flew to the ground and put my hands over my head. My heart raced and my eyes were clenched shut. I can never tell you why, but this time I knew it wasn't a drill. This wasn't a miscommunication or a simple mistake. It will be okay, I thought to myself. No matter what, it would be okay. After those last moments, the explosive did blow up, and I was okay. I don't remember much after those moments, except the pain and the screams of the other soldiers, but not all of them made it back home. Even though I didn't feel lucky, I was, in a sense. I lost 2 legs while others lost their lives. I made it home while others were stuck on the battlefield. As soon as I got back to the U.S., life wasn't how it used to be, and I knew it would never be the same. I might not have been able to take my legs home, but the thing I was able to take home with me was the title of hero.
There are many different motivations for people to enlist in the military now and throughout history. Many joined during times of war to either help the cause or because they were drafted. Most enlisted to protect their families, friends, and country, then and for the future of our country. This sense of patriotism and honor is what kept the United States of America strong and protected for many generations. My grandfather, Crockett Cap Prophet, was a veteran of the Vietnam War. After basic training, he received an additional training in a jungle in Panama before becoming a lieutenant. In Vietnam, he served mainly in Chile and the 196th LIB in Company C, 431, according to my grandma, Robin Prophet. While in Chile, he and other soldiers were injured by shrapnel from a grenade. Cap received a Purple Heart for his injuries at war and helping several others to safety. After recovering from his injuries, he returned to the front line. Upon returning to the U.S., he was promoted to captain. He passed away in 2014 of lung cancer, which is suspected to be as a result of exposure to Agent Orange. Unfortunately, many veterans who return from seeing warfare haven't the proper tools to successfully return to civilian life. Post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and suicide are very common in veterans. There should be much more focus on mental health support for all veterans, and this should be funded by the country these brave people both have fought and died for.
Why are veterans so special? To answer this, I think we first need to remember why the United States is so unique. The U.S. is so different thanks to our rights and freedoms, but this comes at a price. This country has lost countless lives to wars fought to protect us. Thousands of soldiers have risked their lives for our country as well. The survivors from these wars deserve acknowledgement for their courage. I think of veterans as the most loyal and devoted people in this country. It takes great loyalty, courage, and love for your country to risk everything for it. If it weren't for them, none of us would have the freedoms and opportunities that we do today. One other thing that I think that we should acknowledge about veterans is that they're not all just former soldiers or members of the Army. Veterans are also pilots, captains, doctors, and nurses. Up until recently, women were not as commonly part of the actual combat, but they still played a crucial part in the war. Women did their part as nurses, messengers, spies, and etc. In their own way, they did their part in preserving the America we know today. Veterans spend a good fraction of their lives fighting for the generations still to come. They risk their lives and hope to make way for a better tomorrow. For this, I thank them. Let everyone remember the determined and bold for their services devoted to our country. Thank you for standing up and for never backing down in the face of danger. Thank you for letting me live my life as a citizen of the United States, no matter who I am or what I look like. Thank you for my freedom.